Well, welcome. It's our health segment, and today we're discussing pain relief, harnessing the self-healing power of your body, and living off of medical medications. It's Dr. Perfector in the house here with us, Osawaru. Got that right, yeah?
Yes, good.
She's from Edo State. Now, she's an alternative medicine practitioner and also women's health advocate. You are welcome once again.
Thank
It's always
you.
so certain aura around you when you're around here. I don't know if it goes with that alternate health thing. But good to have you here.
Right.
Living off of medicine and harnessing your body's healing powers. Now, I know that we were made to live forever. And I know that the body is self-regenerating,
Right.
self-healing, and to an extent, we can go without medicine. But you're the expert. Can you elaborate on this?
All right. Okay, so we can always live pain-free and off medication because it's my reality. As a person, when I was growing up, from childhood, I was always falling sick. So every other month, I'm either taking a drip or something like that. Or for the last 5 years, I have stayed off medication. And
Really?
right, so it's not just something I'm saying; it's a reality.
Something you practice.
Right.
Wow, that is very interesting. So how do you go about this, and how confident can anyone be about, living that style, that lifestyle?
Right. Okay, so I'd like to start with what pain is. So in simple form, pain is just your body's way of telling you something might be wrong.
Okay.
Now, if you're saying pain relief and living off medication for the rest of your life, you need to understand that whilst you're talking about pain, you're not allocating it to a particular part of the body, headache, stomach ache, or one thing or the other. So you want to look at why pain even starts, like the underlying origin of what pain is or why it begins, and that's inflammation. So if a person is looking to live off pain, the person will have to look to reduce the person's risk of inflammation.
The causes of
Right.
pain itself.
Yes.
Interesting. But how possible is that? For instance, let's take the common headache. How would I live a life that would ward me off of ever falling into having a headache? I don't know. There are many sources that could bring about a headache. My eyes, for instance, hunger. But now that I think about it, perhaps maybe I can just always make sure that
Yeah, exactly.
now, it's now you're beginning to make sense now.
So
I
now
get you.
you see, so you can do things that would avert you from being in that situation in itself. And then when it comes to pain like that, when it's inflammation, there's acute and then there's chronic.
Okay.
So in one way, inflammation is the way your body, fights diseases. So if I happen to be in the kitchen and I cut myself, so the white blood cells just, in a bid to help me heal, just attacks there. And a lot of people can attest to the fact that they don't have to take some heavy medication for the wound to heal up, right? And then the other way is the chronic way. That's, when we constantly have fatigue or chronic stress or this and that, and we overlook it. So over time, then it
Builds
becomes,
up.
right? And so chronic inflammation is one of the predisposing causes of diseases. So it positions your body to accommodate that.
So I want you to say it very loud for the people in the back. So fatigue, for instance, if I'm working like 5 days a week and without any rest, I'm always here very early in the morning. Perhaps maybe they can give me another day off. That would help me, yeah?
Right, or
Can you
perhaps.
tell that man there, that man in the suits, yeah, tell him to give me another day off.
Right. Okay, so, and again, another thing that we should do when we're thinking about that is, let me start with this quote by Voltaire. It says, we put drugs of which we know little into bodies of which we know less to cure diseases of which we know nothing at all. Right.
Profound.
Yes. So people oftentimes are looking for quick fixes, and so they don't want to take responsibility of why they're in that position, the sickness. Like you said now, if you're constantly having headache or fatigue, you need to understand that, okay, I'm working overtime or I need to take break. So when you take responsibility for it, you wouldn't be quick to pop a pill for every pain that you feel.
Let's talk about popping pills, especially this one in particular, pain relief.
Yeah.
Now, if pain is the body's way of telling you that something is wrong with a part of your body, and if you take a pill, if you take a pill, doesn't that actually work against the body's purpose? Because me taking a pill means I'm simply telling that, okay, just do away with the pain,
Right.
don't affect the cause.
Exactly. So symptoms in itself is not the disease. It's not the disease. Because your body's like sounding an alarm clock. Oh, hey, something is going on. Why don't you, pay attention and then, fix this? So when we own in on just the symptoms and we try to suppress it, for that time, it seems like it's not there anymore.
it's not
But then
there.
it will
We're
just
overlooking it.
yeah, and then it will come back as something else. And that's why when we talk about natural cure, the symptom is not the disease. You have to look at the root cause, why you feel the way you feel,
Okay.
and what exactly is going on.
All right. So what does our mental state have to do with this? How does it play in? Because people sometimes, especially Titi here, would say mind over body.
Okay.
Is that also a mantra you would adopt or ask people to?
Right, so okay, there's a place where the emotion has to play in the way people feel. Because if a person is dealing with maybe a loss or grief or something like that, a person has not processed it, like gone through the whole acceptance, denial, and all of that, you know, and you stay so much in that space, you can become energetically stuck. And that can, in turn, impair other organs. Because there's the relationship with each organ and emotion and all of that. So all of that can now result into the physical pain, the physical illness that you feel. So more than just I'm feeling this pain in this part of the body, there's also a place where the mind comes into.
Okay. All right, now, so let's take your life as a sample that you put forward in the beginning. Now, living pain-free and also harnessing your body's ability to self-heal itself. You've lived a life 5 years now. You haven't necessarily, not one drug.
Nah.
Not one
Not at
drug.
all.
So yours is the sample that we actually need. So how do I start my day? How do I end my day? What are the activities and habits that I should either employ or desist from?
Right, okay, so you need to eat well, so you cut down on healthy foods. In turn,
What in particular?
Right,
Is
fried
amala egg and beef? No, not beef. I don't do beef.
No, beef is
Innards,
definitely-
innards, like all the roundabouts and everything. Is that healthy?
Nah, it's not.
Okay.
Right.
Because that's my thing.
It's not.
How-
Okay, so because when you want to, you're trying to eat, and then you're taking egg, meat, broccoli, this, that,
Amala.
that.
Don't
You're
forget the
giving
amala.
your organs so much work.
Really? Am
Yes,
I?
yes, you are.
But
Because
it's
then
protein and less.
It's they're complex, right? So you're giving your organs. So
What if I
much
take it
work.
in very little?
If you want to eat egg, eat egg.
Don't say that again so that people don't hear. So they will stop selling it to me at the canteen. But more fruits, more fiber, more vegetable.
Right.
But what about protein? Now, I've always thought the protein, well, the majority of the...
Yes, it is, but not in that form, like the way you're consuming it. And that's why it's always essential to ask people. Now, you want to try to live a life that does not involve you taking medication. And that's why I need to ask you, before you want to do that, are you willing to give up the things that made you sick?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yeah, perhaps.
Right, so it's essential to always ask people that I had to give up a lot of things, right? As a lady, I am more like predisposed to cold, so when I get really cold, it affects me.
Okay.
I had to give up taking not just cold drinks, like staying in so much cold environments and all of that. And some people live that lifestyle from home, the car, AC,
Yeah,
AC,
that's
and
my
all of
life.
that. So you need to understand what it is that is particular to you that is predisposing you to having to lead.
Perfecta, I have a love-hate relationship with you. I love the fact that you're all about health and you bring us so much grand information. I also hate the fact that you want me to cut out on some of the things that I love doing, which is, I mean, my amala and full chicken egg. It's not something I'm ready to do, but I will do it just because I would love to live pain-free, just like you, drug-free, actually, just like you. And I applaud every effort that you put into doing that.
Thank you so much.
That's magical.